Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is October 30th. And of course, as a quick reminder, there is but one day left till the end of this month. Now, that one day happens to be Halloween. So I highly, highly, highly recommend closing your shows as best you can today, because come tomorrow, any hostess with a child under the age of 17 is going to be schlepping them somewhere, trick-or-treating, answering the door, walking up and down their stoop 650 times, and the last thing they're going to feel like doing is getting with the jewelry lady at the end of the day. Now, because it is the real end of the month, you will probably do a little bit better in terms of, hey, it's the last day of the month, the specials end. I don't want your friends to miss out on the $25 special, so that you get that sense of urgency to close it. And remember, always as the worst case scenario, send in the show with a note in the comments that says hostess order to follow. If that's the only thing preventing you from getting the show in, like there's no more orders, that this is it, then send it in. You put a note in the comments that says hostess order to follow, and then you can use the hostess order form from the downloads, and then you, I think, fax it, or I don't know, something else that requires you to jump in your DeLorean. Send it over to Park Lane, and she can take her hostess benefits that way, because you deserve to get paid. If it's dragging on, just get the show in. I don't like feeling like I lied to my customers. People are always like, when am I getting it? And I answer the question based on when the hostess and I agreed upon closing. So if she starts dragging it out, it's really her fault, not my fault, although it is my fault if I don't take control of the situation. So everyone's show is going in tomorrow, with or without the hostess order. I can tell you that from the office of Michelle Zito. So I recommend the same, because the most, those customers are important. You deserve your paycheck, and they deserve their jewelry. So best case scenario, closed today. Of course, I'm quite sure we're all going to be still putting in stuff tomorrow, but I'm just saying it's not the ideal situation with it being Halloween. Okay, so I know that based on first of all, let's just do a quick circle back to the dice game from a couple of weeks ago, because it was 2 weeks ago now that Joy did the dice game for us. And she explained it, she gave us the written document, and she had the video of herself doing it. And if you have still not seen those trainings, you are missing out. A few of us have started trying it out, and it is awesome. I did it with a brand new group. I've done it with a seasoned group. I've tried it with all different groups. And everyone loves throwing dice. It is the funniest thing ever. So Phyllis tried it, and Phyllis even brought it to a vendor event and was like, hey, do you want to roll the dice? I'm giving prizes for anyone who wants to roll the dice. And she kind of gives a quick overview as to what it is, and a couple people rolled. She goes, of course, wouldn't it figure that somebody did roll too? Which is mathematically so hard to do. So she did end up giving a grand prize to somebody at a vendor event. But, she was fine with it. She thought it was hilarious. But you can, try it there too. Of course, the best results, I would imagine, will be yielded at a show, because they've already been enamored with you the whole time, and they're in love with you, and they want to play. I did it the same way again. I was thinking when how I did the questions first, and I just love the idea of people holding the dice and then even having to give them up to somebody else who said a letter, because they're thinking, I want those dice back. I want to roll the dice. So that by the time I explain how to roll the dice, they're already wanting to roll the dice. So thank you again, Joy, for sharing, and please do circle back to that recording and the accompanying video for those that have not yet checked that out. Does anyone else want to make a comment about that or anything related to that?
I was going to try. I haven't tried it yet, but as I was processing it, I didn't get to play it this weekend because I ended up being just an around the table type of show that I had. So it just was not the right type of atmosphere for me. I don't know. It just didn't work out. But what I was thinking about doing, what you were saying with them holding the dice, is I was going to start the dice right at the beginning and kind of play the game where I would pick a word like Park Lane or favorite or something that every time I said it, they had to pass it around. So they were still having the dice in their hand, holding it, and then continue to allude to the fact that, oh, we're going to play a better game at the end. So you're going to want to make sure that you have that dice at the end as well. So just another idea to maybe try to spice things up.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Yeah, because whoever's holding it gets to roll first, something like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Love it. And that's the way I worded it at my show on Sunday. I said, well, you have the dice, so you get to roll first. Would you like to roll? And they were like, yeah, I want to roll. Of course, she had the kind of coffee table, though, that, like, things could go under and you couldn't see. Like, it was a real thick one, so you had to, like, practically crawl on the ground to pull it out. And finally, I'm like, how about we roll it in the trays?
But you know what, Michelle, think about the fun of that. Think about the fun of that. Like, I've had dice rolled all over the place, and people are running around grabbing dice on top of it, which makes it even funnier. The worst part is if you get the person that has a dog in the house and the dog grabs the dice and runs. Don't do that one.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Oh my gosh, need a spare set.
Just be careful if there's a dog. Tell them they can't roll it on the floor. Move the dog.
Right. Okay. It's only two things. Okay, guys, hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Has anybody else tried to play it yet?
I did it at Julie's launch, and we got 4 bookings from it for her.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
So they all had fun. I had one person that didn't want to play out of everybody there. Everybody wanted to just see what was in their envelope.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, it's just the mystery of it that people, I think, are so intrigued by. I mean, you have to know, like, it's, you want to take something home with you.
Right. And it was funny because one person was like, well, she rolled and she got booked a show. And she goes, well, what if I can't book a show? I said, then you weren't supposed to roll the dice. We're going to have to put something out, aren't we? And then I was like, oh, was that too much? Because she was like, I have 2 jobs, whatever. I'm like, listen, there's lots of options. There's, it can be on Facebook if that's better for you. And And sure enough, she did end up booking a Facebook show. And she was super excited about it when she left. Like, she was like, I'm excited about this now. Are you able to have more than one Facebook party? Because I feel like I could have another one after the holidays. I'm like, I believe you can. So
might bend the rules a little.
Yeah. You know what? I'll make it. So, all right, great. Well, I'm glad that everyone that's doing it has been having a positive experience. I have been letting, because I can't stand myself, because sometimes I feel like, this time, and I remembered the grand prizes, and I set them up like on a snack table on the side before the show, and I covered it with a roller, and then put the dice on top of that. So it was obvious that, like, something was coming with that. And then I did end up letting everyone who picked a date pick something from the grand prize table, because they were a little like that lady where they were like, oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know. Oh, no, because if we get your date today, now you get to pick from there. And all 3 girls that put the date on the calendar, I happen to have a lot of purple unicorns. They all took a purple unicorn. So they were super excited about it too. So that worked out nice. And then doing it that way, I even had that bracelet that we got in Rich Rewards, and then it got discontinued right away, the colorful beaded one, whatever that was called. Like, I have that in there. I have my discontinued Brittany Rose. So, like, things that are super nice, but we don't have anymore. And that costs nothing to give away. I mean, it was in my kit, and now it can't be in my kit, so might as well use it for good instead of evil. And evil is, of course, sitting in your house. Okay, so let's talk about the new resource that we're going to do. So as you know, when we've wanted to do online opportunity events before, online opportunity things before, we've tried it in a group and we've tried it in an event. And I think that I have found like a good blend. And what I want to do is, and I made the group already, I just didn't add you to it yet because I wanted to talk about it today. So we're going to make a new group that is called Check Out Life as a Park Lane Stylist. Okay, and this is what we're going to use for every potential from now till eternity. Okay, so anytime that you have somebody interested in the business, you're gonna say, great, I have a great Facebook group that I'm gonna put you in so that you can check out the girls on the team and some of the rewards we have and some of the perks. And I know there's a live Q&A coming up soon too. Just say that in general, since you don't always know when it is. There's a live Q&A coming up soon. And there's actually older ones you could even look at, if you want. And what we're going to do in this group, as a group, is we're going to keep it light and fun, similar to your customer group, but with a slight emphasis on the business. So in other words, we're all going to remember to, and we'll put some structure to it to make sure that it happens, but we're going to put style tips in there. We're going to do giveaways in there. We're going to do a poll about favorite metals. We're going to do when you get your Rich Rewards and you want to post a photo or you want to go live with your Rich Rewards order. Hey, I'm brand new and I just got $250 worth of jewelry delivered to me because of what a great launch party I had. Look what I got. You can have a new team member. You can go live in there and show a kit. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. So that Jennifer one day is doing a post about, you know what, today I was thinking about what a great time my husband and I had in Switzerland. These are a few pictures from when I went on my first ever incentive trip, fully paid for by Park Lane, and I couldn't believe I got to see the blah, blah, blah. And she puts a few pictures up. And then the next day, it's Belinda's turn, and she's like, you know what? I can't believe I'm already on my second fully paid Mercedes with Park Lane. I started out with a C-Class, and then I moved on up to the E-Class, and blah, blah, blah. And she puts a few pictures of her in her Mercedes, and so on and so forth. And then, like, every other week or so, we're going to do a live where people can come on and see Q&A. This way, it's just all the time. I'm going to provide the team a script that you're going to keep in the notes on your phone or whatever's convenient for you that says, hey, so glad you're interested in the business. Click here so that you can join this group and I can get you the information that you need. Okay, do we like what we're hearing so far?
Love, 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 love.
Okay, good, good. So that is, I made the group. It has an event, it has the description in it. And I was going to just put one or two posts in there and start getting you guys in there. We'll get a few attractive posts in there and we'll start adding our people or start adding our potentials. And then what we're going to do, every time there's going to be a new live, we're going to create an event in the group so that everybody gets the notification that there's an event. The live, however, will still take place within the group, not in the event in the group, because not everybody will see that. That would only be seen by people who RSVP. But the problem with doing it as an event is that once the live is over, the date passes, it goes to past events, we can't find it, we can't add new people. I can't tell you how many times after one of our events, someone has said, oh, I met somebody today that wanted to see it. And because it was an event, we couldn't add them anymore. Okay. So creating a new event within the group each time we're going to do a live and having it as a group instead of an event solves all that problem. So we're going to do it in conjunction with the whole organization, so that sometimes Mary Grace will do the live, sometimes I'll do the live, Jennifer Bond, one of you guys, so that we get a great representation of all different new people, leaders, kits, rich rewards, everything. And this resource is going to be available all the time for all of our recruits, all of our potential team members, I should say. So step one is, of course, I'm going to start adding you guys, but once you're in, you can start adding your team. And then your team can start adding the potentials. So on the Shine On page here, I'm going to share the script with the Facebook page link. Everybody should save that to some place that's easy for you to copy and paste. So I have a whole, like, I love using the notes section on my phone. So I have a notes section in my phone, for example, that says your host rewards, and it's a write-up of the host rewards of a hostess. And then every time I'm ready to close a show, all I have to do is copy that whole thing, paste it, so that now it said, and then just edit Jennifer for Susan. You've earned $280, $160. I only have to edit the amount. I only have to edit how many thank you awards that she gets or whatever, and then I send it on so that she can start shopping. And I can do that from the fly anywhere because I know how many orders she has, and all of that. From there, all I have to do is tell her her credit and stuff and edit it each time. So this will be another example of something that I keep in my phone so that I can say, great, I'm going to add you to this. And it's just something that is going to be so easy to teach your brand new people, right? Your new recruiters that don't have an answer to a question, that don't know anything. All they need to know is, I'm going to put you in our Facebook group. It's strictly for the people that have questions. You're going to get to ask questions. You have your questions answered. And there's a live Q&A coming up. I'll find out the date for you. Done. And then that helps all the leaders help you recruit. So some of the examples of things that I would like you to think about that we would like some of the posts to be, and again, we don't want to have like 50 posts tomorrow and then nothing next Monday. I'm just throwing some ideas out there so you can think of something you'd like to claim. So things like, you know what one of my favorite things about Park Lane is, right? Now, what could some of your favorite things be? It can be things like, I love earning my rich rewards every single month. I mean, Sylvia is very obvious about that. That's one of her favorite things about Park Lane. She makes sure she gets her rich rewards. So I'm sure she's going to want to do something like that. If you've been on trips, if you did a great fundraiser, I love that I can use my Park Lane business to blah, blah, blah. I just worked with such and such organization, and I was able to make a donation of blank to this group. That's a great thing to post. Mercedes. Even just things like, you know, I went 3 different places yesterday and got so many compliments on my new Kimber necklace. I'm so excited that so many of my customers take this as a $25 special, even though it's an almost $200 necklace. I love saving people money. These are all the types of things that people are going to be like, huh, I thought Park Lane. So somebody that was like, I didn't think my friends would buy this because it's expensive, but really it's not expensive because of the sale. Right? We'll do all kinds of engagement posts in there. Again, similar to your customer page. So we can do things like Battle of the Bling, Halloween candy, or anything else that's suitable to the upcoming holidays. What are you thankful for? We can do a selfie thread. Are you a newbie or a junkie type of thing, right? We can do polls, and even just in the beginning to introduce yourself, you know, hey, I'm Joy Perry. I'm a senior division leader from Delaware, and I've been here amount of time, things like that. I would love to see all of these things going on. And of course, we're going to do giveaways, right? We're going to do all different types of posts with giveaways so that I can be mailing out jewelry. Other leaders will mail out jewelry. which is also a form of an engagement post. Those usually get the most engagement, actually, when they know there's a prize involved. Because these are all things that keep the group in people's news feeds. We need the group to stay in their news feeds. And by posting not just all join the business because, but like, hey, check out my new jewelry. Hey, I went on a trip. Hey, I earned a Mercedes, things like that. People want to keep coming back and checking it out. And
Michelle?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to add one thing. It's really important that they engage in the group within the first 24 hours, just for the algorithm. So if you're adding somebody, get them to engage in one of these posts within that window.
Okay. I'm writing on, I have a whole page of notes here that I prepared before we started. I'm adding that to the top.
Becky, is that good? Would it be something that like you tag them in and just ask them a question so that then they can answer? Is that like a sufficient way to engage them?
Yeah. So if the engagement post that week is what's your favorite color, then you could tag, hey Jen Ewert, what's your favorite color of metal to wear?
Perfect.
You know, and then that's engaging them and getting them to respond.
Okay, so then it'll be smart then to have a thread about, or even something like, what's your must-wear piece? Earrings, rings, necklace. Like, what do you never leave the house without wearing? Something like that. Okay, good. That is really good information. Thank you, Becky.
I just learned something too by accident, in case anybody didn't know this. That you are now only allowed to change the name of your group once every 28 days. So if you change it to like live Q&A, then, you know, whatever. If you end up changing it, you can only change it once every 28 days. So just be aware of that with your own customer groups as well.
So in other words, you can't change it back when the sale's over right then?
No.
You know why they did that? Because there was
not unless you want to pay some money.
Yeah, which I'll be paying some money in a couple of days.
How much is it to change it back?
I don't know, Becky. Do you know how much it is? I haven't figured it out yet.
No, when I said they wanted money, I just hit back. It can stay the same. I only had like 2 days left, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I changed mine yesterday because I have a flash sale going on, and now I'm stuck with it for 28 days.
Well, I guess it's going to have to be a 28-day sale.
I guess so. It's going to be the best flash sale ever in life.
You know what? There were tons of complaints about LuLaRoe people, especially doing that, because they change it every 2 seconds.
But Jen, you know what you can do? Instead of changing it to a flash sale, to say flash your jewelry. That's what you're doing now. Just flash your jewelry. Like they can wear it Wednesday, call flash your jewelry on Monday, flash Friday. Everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Love it.
That's good.
One of the things that I found was really helpful for the flash sale is when you're done, you can turn off the comments on those specific posts. So somebody like months down the road that wants, like if you were doing a huge sale, want something, they can still see it and they can inquire offline, but they won't be trying to get that same price later on.
Good idea.
All right. All good things to know. So I will, at the conclusion of this call, I'm going to go ahead and start getting you guys added. You go ahead and get your teams added. And I'm going to post the script for what to send to potentials so that we can start creating some potentials. And you'll see it's a good message. So I will take care of that as well. So I was just going to say a different reminder. Shoot, and I forgot. What was I going to say? All right, well, while I think of it, does anyone else have a question or a comment on this or anything else? Okay, I remembered what it is. So I have, I switched over to the email service Constant Contact, which I have been using for you guys as well. So you should be receiving emails from me. I'm trying, I didn't today for this, but I've been trying to email out like some of the recordings, some reminders. If you've never received an email from me by now, that's a really pretty email that has like a header. It says, you know, Shine On Team on the bottom. It has my picture. If you've never received an email that sounds like that, please let me know, because there are some people whose emails are bouncing back to me. And you may have come onto the team after the initial upload of names that I did. So if you could let me know, or check your spam first, and then let me know if you've never received an email from me. If you have received emails from me with links or whatever included, is that something that you're finding helpful, or are you finding it repetitive? Because sometimes it's similar to what I'm posting, but not everybody checks the Facebook. So that's why I wanted to email, so that it's less obtrusive to people if the Facebook notifications are too much. All good? All okay?
I think that it's an okay repetitive, because oftentimes with Facebook messages or notifications, they get lost because there's so many coming in from so many different directions.
Right.
That it's just one more reminder that it's like, oh, this is actually something I need to pay attention to. So it's good. It's a good reminder.
Okay, good. Yeah, and I know that that can happen, especially for those that like work full time and stuff. A lot of notifications can go on during your workday, and this way, if an email comes, that's something you can look at, you know, at your convenience. Then you won't have missed it. So, okay, good.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody else is having the problem of not getting notifications until days later, and then a couple day notifications showing up at the top. Like, the notifications have been crazy, at least for me and a couple people in another group.
Yeah, you know what? And I kind of felt that way as well, where it was like, you know what? Facebook, you know, it's not always reliable. And like, I can't be dependent on Facebook to communicate everything that needs to be communicated. So, but I am getting some bounce backs. None of you that are on this call, though, that I'm seeing that are on live. But just wanted to make sure that you know that those emails are coming. So, if you've already seen that message on Facebook, you won't need it. But also keeping them in a folder, especially if it's a video or something I've sent, might be easier for you to find it. By next week, we're going to have a nice new giant team training resource. A lot of the leaders that I asked to make various topic training videos have provided them. So everything that I have so far is going to be introduced on next Tuesday's Lunch and Learn. So we're going to have a big day next Tuesday. I'm going to have a big, awesome resource to share with you. It's going to be posted in the team page. It's going to be emailed to you. And it is going to be, like I said, available on all the team pages. It's going to have nice linear format. And you can direct all your new team members and stuff to that, and you can refer back to it yourself. And my final announcement is that tonight is the welcome call for new team members. So if you have recruited anyone in the last couple of weeks that has not yet participated in that welcome call, then tonight's the night. So if you could please forward them, that is an email that went out, actually. I emailed everybody that call info, because sometimes new team members or upcoming hostesses aren't on the team page yet, but you could still forward them the email. So that's an email that you should all have. The call info is in there, plus it's, of course, on the team page. Would love to see your new team members, and it's also great when possible for you to join on when they join on, because they feel supported. So, okay, Jennifer is providing us that there may be sales tax changes next week with the election. So if you experience a change, to make sure that Park Lane is up on that change so that you don't charge people the wrong amount. Okay, mine is not having that, but if that is something affecting you, do be aware so that you don't get caught not charging enough money, assuming it's going up, not down. So, all right. Anybody else want to say anything before we end? This was a good, timely one. All right. Well, thanks for joining on live and taking some time out of your day. I'm going to post the recording in case you missed the beginning. And we're going to get this awesome Facebook group moving and build these teams up. Have a great day, everybody.